Hi everyone, I'm Kadence and I stream every Thursday on Twitch TV at the link below. Today we're going to talk about a mystery that's haunted me for years. What is Japan 9-ball? How the F do you play it? Where it comes from? And is it even a real way to play billiards that's cool for you casuals? For those who just want to know how to play, I'm going to include a timestamp where I go over the rules and leave it in the description. For 99% of people watching this, you've been exposed to Japan 9-ball in the video game Super Monkey Ball 2 and more recently the remake Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. And if you're like many people, you also have no idea how to play it. This game misleads you into thinking it's like normal 9-ball. Side note, many people are way more familiar with 8-ball. 9-ball is pretty similar, but it's way simpler and like literally has 2 rules. So you think you know how to play, right? Well, you go into it and you start playing and you realize you have to play with exactly 4 players. It isn't a team game. There is this point system that you think you understand until you start playing it more. You have to decide on how many sets to play, but the points just carry over each game. Sometimes the balls that get sunk, they respawn on the table, so it makes it difficult to even plan a strategy or even following along. There's this weird transition shot between sets that screws up the turn order, and lastly, it's not even clear how you win this game mode. You can certainly win multiple sets and still not get first at the end. For everyone else, I'm going to take you through my journey of debunking this obscure game of Japan 9-ball. So like most people who gave up trying to figure out how to play this game, like I did, I just kind of gave up as soon as I got stuck on it. But when this game got remastered, I was determined to figure out what this deal was. So I googled, and to my horror, I couldn't find the rules to this game. In fact, all I found was just more Monkey Ball content. I found many playthroughs of people playing the game like they knew it, and then being confused halfway through. Some people have worked out the rules, but it's all unrelated to gaming content, and they were often incomplete or just not right. If you Google it now, you'll just see a bunch of my posts trying to figure it out and nothing else. So what the heck is Japan 9-ball and why does no one know how to play or find the rules? Is this just a made-up game so 4 people could play in the Monkey Ball minigame? I researched and researched, but I found one stray comment. You can pause it if you want, but this was a marathon of incomplete sentences kind of describing how to play it. This is the only thing written about Japan 9-ball I could find. However, it was written in a way that made it seem like this person wasn't playing it in the video game, but probably playing it in real life. It was also suggested that this was maybe a backroom pool game, which could make sense due to Japan's gambling culture. Okay, great. So why can't I find any information about Japan 9-ball besides this unhinged comment? So I took off to Reddit, Discord, and even traditional billiards forums asking if anybody knew anything about this game. I didn't get much traction, but one generous Redditor commented on my post asking for help. I'll summarize it, but the scoring system sounds a little too complex and involved to be played in the real world to me. Given how video and arcade culture is in most Asian cultures, I actually don't think it's unlikely at all that Monkey Ball created the game and then it bled out to the real world. Your best bet is probably to find and summon a Japanese poster and see if they know anything. Maybe insert Reddit name here, has an idea. I think he is a Japanese local. Although this post failed to provide any information about this game, this is a theory that did kind of check out. The game is pretty complex and requires a lot of manual bookkeeping for it to actually be practical to play in real life. Video game and arcade culture is pretty big, so it's possible that it was a video game at one point and it was popular enough where some people would actually try playing it in real life. Another way of looking at it is the online card game Hearthstone. It's exclusively a computer game, however, it's popular enough where I'm sure some nerds tried recreating it in real life and played it. It's kind of messy, but in theory it could be done. So I'm pretty satisfied with this theory, and it makes a lot of sense about not finding any information about it. At the end, they also mentioned someone who they thought lived in Japan and maybe would respond, but I didn't think much of it since people really don't respond on Reddit that way. Well, as soon as I had closure on this mystery, this tagged Redditor did eventually respond. And well, it kind of changed everything. There were a lot of new bits in this comment, but the poster sure seemed like they knew what they're talking about, saying that I basically described the rules, but there was a couple of differences. Let's break down this comment. We need to first understand what is a ring game and what is 5-9. This took me a while to figure out, but I realized that American YouTube is totally different than Japan YouTube, and using Google Translate, I was able to make some serious traction on this. I didn't understand this, but we live in kind of a bubble in terms of like American or North American YouTube, where you can't even find other results in other languages, even though you could Google Translate it, unless you change your language. So to understand Japan 9, you need to understand what a ring game is. A ring game is a term borrowed from poker. Think of it like a cash game. It's a style of play where players can come in and out and they can quit whenever they want. Or like a blackjack table at a casino. buying chips, gambling, and then leaving when you've had enough. There's not really a set winner or loser in a session of blackjack because it's a continuous thing. Unlike most full rule sets, Japan 9 lets players drop in and out of the table as they please. So what is 5-9? Well, interestingly, I learned that 5-9 is a variation of classic 9-ball that's most popular in Eastern Japan, and Japan variation is popular in Western Japan. I really wish they picked a better name for this. Alright, so let's break down what we do have. We start with classic 9-ball, 2 people just playing for fun. Then we add rules, so it's no longer about fun, and as sinking certain balls wins money off of your opponents. 5-9 and Japan are basically just describing what balls are the money balls, that when you sink them, all you do is win points or money off your opponent. Then make it an open style where people can come in and out, similar to how you could buy in and cash out of a game. Add a couple of tweaks and you have Japan 9-ball. So this finally answers why Super Monkey Ball's Japan 9-ball is so weird. The point system is what normally represents your buy-in at a table, but it's just a game so you use points so you can't go negative with them. Sets are just simply how many re-racks you play until the game ends. This is a much better conclusion and end to what the hell Japan 9-ball is, but there's one thing left. How do you play? Well, I just explained what Japan 9-ball is and a little bit of where it came from, but how do you play it? Well, first, we need to start with basically classic 9-ball rules. The first rule is the player must contact the lowest number ball on the table or it's considered a foul. If any balls go in, points are recorded and then the shooting player shoots again. Points are awarded when sinking the specific money balls. In Japan 9-ball, the money balls are 3, 5, 7, and 9. 3, 5, 7 are worth 1 point, 9-ball is worth 2 points. There's multipliers. Pocketing in the side is worth double points. Pocketing a money ball on a combo shot also gives you double points. A combo shot is when you shoot a ball into another ball to sink it. Interestingly enough, the money ball that gets sunk on a combo shot comes back to the table, or think like respawns and comes back, and the player keeps on shooting. I'll repeat that one more time because this part's really interesting. If you sink a money ball out of order on a legit shot, you still get your points, but the ball returns back to the table and it's still your turn. As you can see, this is an insane opportunity to score a ton of points and not let your opponents play. Lastly is fouling. This is the part where I might get things wrong. If you sink the cue ball on a shot, or if you first contact a ball that's not the lowest ball on the table, it is considered a foul or a scratch or whatever you want to call it. This basically results in a ball in hand situation for the fouling player. This just means that your opponent can pick up the ball, place it anywhere on the table, and then shoot. Also know that balls that do get sunk on a foul or a scratch come back on the table in the home position. Finally, when the 9-ball is sunk, after all the other balls are sunk, you then re-rack. And then if that final shot lands the cue ball in the kitchen, which is like the last quarter of table, after the 9-ball is sunk, after all other balls, then you re-rack. And if the person who shot the last ball gets their cue ball to land in the kitchen, they get to continue playing and they're the first person to break in the next set. I have probably gotten some of this wrong, but I want to put something out there so others don't fall into this silly rabbit hole like I did. And if I totally got this wrong, please tell me in the comments and I'll be happy to make a corrected version in the future. However, there are still some outstanding questions. What is the relationship between 5-9 and Japan variations? Are they siblings? Did one come from the other? And most annoyingly, in the Japan copy of Super Monkey Ball, the game menu says it is the 5-9 version of 9-ball, not Japan 9-ball. However, when watching footage of this game, the rules are indeed of Japan 9-ball and not what is listed on the menu. Is this a programming error, a misunderstanding? I'm not really sure, but until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, give it a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and take care.